Patina Bicycle Rescue, where history rides again. Today we're bringing you a 1972 Schwinn Paramount Deluxe. Little backstory on this bike. I found it online. I had been looking for a long time to find a Paramount. Difficult to locate. I had found one before this, and I hesitated a day, and when I reached out to the seller, it was gone. So this one came on the market, and I saw it in the evening, and lo and behold, immediately, I was told that I would be put in line to purchase it. There was 4 other buyers in front of me. So I waited about 2 days, didn't hear anything, figured out, lost another one. And that's when I got an email. It said, hey, buyers have backed out. I've given all of them a chance to show up, and they're not showing up. And so if you want it, it's yours. And I said, I'll be there tomorrow morning. So I ran down to Valencia, California, near Magic Mountain, if anybody's familiar with that, the amusement park. And I picked up this beautiful 72 Schwinn Paramount. Now, backstory, as I kind of wander around, just give you a little view of it. I was told that this was a 75 and that the gentleman's father had purchased it in 1978. Now keep in mind this is 2019 to give you some reference on age. And 1975 is the bike. 78 it was purchased by the second owner, the gentleman's father that I'm now buying it from. Dad wanted it out of the garage, house, whatever. He just didn't want it anymore, and we got to assume that by 2019 that, you know, he's probably not riding bicycles real actively anymore anyways. So I get it home, and I start doing my homework. Come to find that it's a Paramount Deluxe. It was actually built in October of 1972, and if I'm reading it correctly, this is the 6th frame for that run. I don't believe that it's the 6th frame for 1972, but probably the 6th frame for October of 1972. So I'm thinking, why would somebody sell him this bike years and years ago and tell him it's a 75? Well, if they told him it was a 72 and they're purchasing it in 1978 used, that's 6 years old. Tell them it's a 75 and it's 1978, so it's only 3 years old. So it made sense when it was originally sold to be a used bike the first time out that they would, you know, basically misrepresent the age of the bicycle. It was good for the sale at the time. So that's what we have here, and that's the bike story. Now, I got it. It was covered in dirt. We'll get in there. I mean, when I say dirt, it's like dust. That's not rust. That's just literally dust built up on the frame. Now, I purchased it, as I said, in Valencia, California. It's another 40-minute ride back on the freeway to where I reside. And so a lot of the dust got blown off of it, and honestly, it looked a lot better when I got it back here than it did when I first saw it in a parking lot. My intention with the bike is to keep as much original as possible. Absolutely everything as much as possible. Leather seat, going to do my best to bring it back, but it has scuff marks on it, and you know where. But that's the characteristic of this bike. I hate to ruin any integrity of this bicycle. I don't really care for the air pump sitting here where it is. And if possible, I would relocate it on the bike. I don't overall like the pump, but again, it's true to the period. This was what they must have purchased with the bike, as well as I'm not crazy about the way these bottle cages clamp on here, but you know, or the rack, I got to look at that. It's like the short little stubby thing on a road bike. I don't get it, but I'm going to put this back together as 100% original as possible. Tires are completely gone. I don't really think that they're worth trying to salvage. I would love to, but We're just going to put new tubes and tires on, but I'm going to clean up the chain and see. This piece is going into my collection. So we're going to just get it back looking good again as best I can, even with its patina. Yes, it's got some patina on it. And if in my homework, and again, people ask me all the time from all over the country, I'm getting questions about various bicycles. They see my other videos on YouTube about values. And I always have to say the same thing. You know, the value of the bike is determined really by your location. Now, here in Southern California, this bike sitting in this condition is probably about $1,000. If it was in mint condition, well, we're looking at $3,000 to $5,000. Now, I'm not looking to make $1 billion off this. I'm not going to retire. It's going into my collection. I love the color. This is opaque green. And I just really, you know, again, wanted a Paramount. It was top of the line. For the Schwinn, for the Schwinns, it was top of the line. And they were very expensive at the time that they were new. And so not a lot of them out there. And I think I was very excited a number of years ago to have found a Schwinn Volare, the second in the Schwinn line, only made in 77 and 78. Where the Paramounts, they continued making them year after year, but they were limited. In fact, some of them even being built in a special Schwinn plant in Wisconsin. I don't want to say the town exactly because I'm not 100% sure right at the moment. I think though I'll just throw it out there, Waterloo, I believe, but I'm not 100% positive. Easily found if you Google it, if you want to get into some Schwinn history. So I don't know that this was one of the Wisconsin mades or not. But bottom line, cool old bike, 72. It's 2019. Love the color. Gonna have to take the handlebar tape off. I'm actually looking at yellow to replace this instead of the white, but this is gone, obviously. I think that would be really sharp. I found one online, a picture of one this color, the yellow bar tape. I think it'll look great. So I'd try to keep the seat. This old leather, it's hopefully that'll clean up and look nice. The bike is all original. You get down in here, you got the Suntour Sprint derailleurs. Get in here on the chain ring. Some campy parts. The derailleur there. Kind of showed you this earlier, but we got the old toe clips there. Water bottle cage, this air pump. This is one of the Zeffels, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Got our Chicago Schwinn badge in here. Schwinn Bicycle Corporation, Chicago. But they were a sponsor of the Olympics around that time. The 531 fork blades and stays. That's the Reynolds 531. Not sure on the seat. I don't know that it's a Brooks or not. I have to go to the catalog and check that out. Kind of give you some overall look. As you can see in there, this just dust. Dust that just caked over the years sitting on this thing. So it's got its little patina here, there. Got our quick release front and back. Rims are in great shape. Spokes were all nice and tight. The rims are not bent. I don't know what to think as far as what's happened with this bike. You know, was it purchased in 1978 and was it just, did it then sit in somebody's garage or shed or whatever? or did the gentleman actually ride the bike until age caught up with him and then sat? I don't know. Did his son, who I purchased from, his son was probably, 40s, 50s himself. He didn't indicate that he rode the bike. He understood that he looked it up online and that, yes, these were very desirable Schwinns for collectors, and he didn't want to gouge anybody, though. Dad didn't want to gouge anybody on the price, and it was sold to me very, very fairly. Let's just say that. I did have to order some new hoods here. Very dry rotted. This was an extra feature that was available back in 1972. The bar end shifters. So this is the bike. I'm going to try and hold on to the cables. I think the cables will clean up nicely, and so I can definitely keep those and say, that too is still original. Brake pads. If I was going to be riding it, of course you want to replace these. But I think these are cleanable. We can kind of just take a wire brush and brush them up a little bit. But to sit in my collection, we're gonna try to hold on to those. Get up, show you the handlebars. So, again, thank you for visiting Patina Bicycle Rescue. Thank you for all your positive comments and questions that I receive. Sharing your bicycles with me, your projects, your questions about bikes that you have found. I enjoy it. Thank you. I've learned so much, and hopefully I've been able to help others learn a little bit with my minimal knowledge. But I'm trying to learn, and that's how we do this as a community. Big shout out to that 70s Schwinn, another YouTuber. He's got some awesome videos, and I go there for quite a bit of my Schwinn information, and he's been very generous in sharing his knowledge with me through email. So thank you again to you. I appreciate it. And to everybody, thank you for visiting Patina Bicycle Rescue. You can reach me on YouTube. You can reach me on Facebook at Patina Bicycle Rescue. And you can email me directly at patina-bicycle-rescue@aol.com. Thank you for visiting Patina Bicycle Rescue, where history rides again.